Hieromartyr Mark, Bishop of Arethusa, March 29th. A bishop who destroyed a pagan temple faces horrific torture under Emperor Julian for refusing to rebuild it, but his steadfastness converts his persecutors. A heads up in the spirit of transparency. Please be advised that this content may include torture, physical violence. The Hieromartyr Mark, Bishop of Arethusa in Syria, lived during the 4th century, a time of significant change for the Christian Church. His life spanned the reigns of Emperor Constantine the Great, his son Constantine II, and the apostate Emperor Julian. Under the authority of the Christian emperors, specifically during the time of Constantine II, Bishop Mark undertook a defining act of his ministry in Arethusa. He oversaw the dismantling of a pagan temple and in its stead the construction of a Christian church. This action, carried out with imperial sanction, marked a visible triumph of the Christian faith in the city. While historical accounts note his participation in the theological discussions of the era, including a temporary association with semi-Arianism, the Orthodox tradition firmly attests to his repentance and his steadfast defense of the Nicene faith. His ultimate confession and suffering for Christ serve as the clearest witness to his true spiritual alignment. The political landscape shifted dramatically with the ascent of Julian the Apostate to the imperial throne in 361. Emperor Julian sought to reverse the Christianization of the Roman Empire and actively promoted the restoration of pagan worship. He issued an edict mandating that all pagan temples previously destroyed by Christians be rebuilt, with the costs borne by those who had initiated their destruction. This decree emboldened the pagan populace of Arethusa, who remembered Bishop Mark's actions against their former temple. Their rage turned directly upon him, demanding that he either rebuild the temple or pay a substantial sum for its restoration. Initially, Bishop Mark chose to withdraw from the city, following the Lord's instruction to flee from city to city when persecuted. However, his absence did not bring peace to his flock. When he learned that the Christians of Arethusa were being tormented and abused by the pagans in his stead, he made a conscious decision rooted in pastoral love and self-sacrifice. He returned voluntarily to the city and surrendered himself to his persecutors, seeking to spare his people further suffering. Upon his return, the elderly bishop was subjected to a series of cruelties by the pagan citizens. They stripped him of his clothing and beat him with rods. He was dragged through the streets, his body enduring the rough pavement. His beard was pulled out, and his skin was lacerated with knives. In a particularly grievous act of torment, they smeared his body with honey and fish brine. Then they suspended him in a basket under the intense heat of the sun, exposing him to the stings and bites of bees, wasps, and hornets. Throughout this ordeal, the Hieromartyr Mark did not exhibit any sign of pain. Instead, he maintained a spirit of prayer and gave thanks to God. His resolve remained unshaken. He steadfastly refused to contribute even a single gold coin towards the rebuilding of the idolatrous temple. His tormentors, astonished by his endurance and the peace he displayed amidst such suffering, began to reduce their demands. They incrementally lowered the requested sum, eventually asking for only a trifle. Yet Bishop Mark remained firm in his refusal. His unwavering fortitude and the grace he manifested under extreme suffering had a profound effect on the pagan onlookers. They were moved by his witness to the Christian faith. The persecutors ceased their torture, marveling at his resilience. Through his patient endurance, many of these pagans were converted to Christianity. St. Mark was released, having triumphed over his persecutors not through physical might, but through the power of his unwavering faith and confession. He continued to lead his flock, a living testament to the victory of Christ in the face of adversity. His memory is honored on March 29th as a hieromartyr who bore profound suffering for the name of Christ.